Alright guys, so I know it's been long overdue for a tier list, and I know the feedback from last time when I did this is do a separate one for the arena metas and then do one for kind of like the general content, so that's what I did. So the first one we are going to do is obviously going to be the arena, because I think that's probably what people are more interested about, and then we will do kind of like the general content wise. I think that one is anything probably would perform good, just in general, anything. So I know that's very vague as far as everything, but essentially any unit that you have is going to be good for any content. So it's just for arena specifically, there are criteria of people whether or not they're good or bad. So yeah, so because of the fact that we do have a lot of unit, and I know it will take a very long time to go over them, or at least put them on their respective rankings. So I think it's just best that I kind of do my placement already and then talk about them from Z to D. So I guess we can kind of start things up by talking about the C and D, and then we will kind of work our way up. Let's kind of do some pointers out, because I think there are units that you guys might think as a hot take. You guys may be like, whoa, why are you putting them down here and not anything higher? Well, there's definitely going to be some stipulation. I don't know why I put this one. I thought this one was there's actually on JP there is a free to play Penelope or a Cassie, and I thought that one was. I was like, I know I have this unit, so I actually made another one up here. But anyways, there's definitely things down below you guys might think like, what about this Rick Dom from the Gundam series? Isn't this unit kind of decent? Not really. It has provoke, so it actually aggroes the enemy, but it lacks that. It does not have that defensive utility that will make you survive, so not that great. This one came out after Penelope, so this one was dead on release anyway, so we're not running that. Were there anything else? Fixies, I don't see a lot of people talking about running it, so that's why I think C should be fine. Things like Messer was another tank that was released, a shadow drop if you will, and it's not really that great because it provokes the enemy, so it aggroes the enemy, but again it lacks the defensive utility to make it into a great tank, so that's why it is going to be D or C. And I think anything that fall below the D is actually more free to play, or they're actually just pretty bad early release unit that I don't think they're just not good for the arena meta, so that's why they're down below. I think you guys can probably argue that Pale Rider could be up here because it's still a decent unit to use with the evasion and stuff, so I'm just gonna keep it up here for now because I know people probably would not like that, so I'll have it there. Sure, don't really mind that. B tier, they're just kind of like right in the middle. Not that they're bad, but they're not that great. They're just kind of more of like a secondary or even like a third option to use. Let me see what to talk about here. Sasabi, I think has significantly fall up the chart from being a very reliable unit to use. But nowadays, with a lot of unit having just increased accuracy, it actually does take away from the evasion that Sasabi will have, gaining the evasion and actually dodging. So with that said, I feel like it's not that great for the arena meta anymore, so that's why it's like, whoops, not that great. We have some of these yellow, like Obion, just pretty bad, even though you are supposed to do a lot of EXQ damage, but this unit does not sustain. It is not that good of a sustained unit, so you can't really run it. So we have that. A few of these, like, what is it? Kasachia, the healing is not that great. It's a melee, and this unit does get cut pretty fast, so not running that. We have Marcella. This one is a kind of like a green Gao plan, but in a sense that is not really that practical in a way. So I don't really see a lot of people running it, so that's why I don't think it's that great. We have a Martel. The evasion, even though it's a stronger version of this guy right here, but I feel like being a close combat and just evasion wise is still not enough. It definitely lacks a little bit to be up in the A or S, for example, but I think B is definitely, if you guys do Polar, for example, you can use it, but it's not going to be that great. So We have that. Another tank, we have a Hazel Custom. This one, I believe this one has a lot of guard. So was this the one that has a lot of guard, or was there another one? No, this one was. But yeah, because of the fact that we do have this guy out here, and this, like, I don't think it's gonna be that great. Maybe you can bump it up to A actually if you want to, because the guard rate actually is pretty powerful. If you guys know from Penelope, guard rate is actually powerful, and this unit does have a lot with the unit itself and the pilot, so you can make an exception and put in A, and I wouldn't really have a problem with that. Other than that, I think everything else is just mid. They're just kind of right in between, not too great, not too bad, where they just cannot you know, excel into the next tier. So we have that. A tier, I think there's just a lot of, like, you know, strong good DPS option for arena wise. Starting with this unit. This unit is a support, but this one for tank wise is a pretty good, darn good support for tanks, because this one actually increased the HP for armor unit. So we have this unit, this unit, this unit, and this unit that can take advantage of that in the defensive lineup. So it could be a great option. So that's why I'm adding that. We have Kassid. Kassid is being on here because of the fact that we are having a few pretty annoying green, like this unit, this unit. So I feel like having this one is actually pretty nice. But this unit easily does get checked by this unit, because, you know, you already know this unit has, I think whatever the weaponry, like the hit count, actually does feed in the EXQ gauge for this guy pretty fast. So that's why I'm like, alright, this one is a direct counter right there. We have Sagud, sure, Sagud. This one is good to counter Gundam type enemy, so this one is actually pretty nice. We have this new unit that just dropped actually this week as a shadow drop. This one is actually, it's more like a to be determined. I'm looking at the base kit, and, you know, obviously I have used it in JP, and it looks pretty promising. So I'm gonna give it a try, gonna put in A, and then we'll see how it fares in the next few months. And we have this one, Gatter Ladder, how we want to pronounce this unit. This one, I'm going to put it in on a temporary A. Me personally right now, I am running it on Arena, and it's alright, I say, but I am just going to be a little bit more conservative. I'm going to put it in A for the time being, because we do have this unit that can check this unit pretty quick. So I don't want to just jump the gun and put it in Z or whatever, right? So I think put it in A is pretty fine. Zeta, double Zeta pretty nice. Gap plan is pretty nice to just kind of execute someone right on the go with the EXQ. So that one is nice. Not Unicorn. New Gundam. New Gundam is still a fairly brand new unit, so I definitely say putting it in A tier for the time being is good. I see potential from this unit, but I think it's more of like a to be determined. So A tier it is for me for the time being. S Gundam is just a timeless unit to use, especially right now, since right now we've been kind of like the first year mark and whatnot. So I think S Gundam should still be offering decently for arena stuff. So I mean, a lot of people do have this one, and that's probably the unit that they pick, so that's why I feel like having it on here is actually not that bad. New Gundam and V2 are more of like a duel, I feel like, because both of them are healer. And this one does actually have an AoE EXQ, so this one actually, these two does pair up fairly nicely. So if V2 does not exist, I feel like New Gundam would have been down below. But given we do have V2, I feel like these two pair this is pretty destructive, especially the just the healing capability. And this unit, on hit, you can EXQ, you can you do pretty good with the EXQ damage wise, and then you also do provide your overall squad with like a damage mitigation, so that's a pretty good defensive tool. So I definitely like that. S, I think, are pretty self-explanatory. They are unit that either do AoE EXQ like Hamahama. We have Sisukui, Quibble, and then Hakashiki. That's why they're up there. Things that are like kind of like a what the heck moment are like Zakutu. I think Zakutu is still very annoying kind of to deal with. Not really annoying, but I think to some may be a problem, so I think having it up here is fine. GPO4 just pretty strong overall to counter some green unit, so That's why it's up there. Sasabi. I think too many Sasabi could actually place into the Z tier. But I would definitely say we do have a lot of units that actually, especially purple, that can actually counter it, like these guys over here, like this guy over here. So I think actually I'll do this. That should be the better order. Yeah, so these two can actually cut this unit fairly fast. So I'm just gonna say S tier right now should be fine. Say that with the heavy, with the mega launcher, I think it's pretty powerful. I have seen what it can do, so we have that. Unicorn is actually pretty good to take care of this guy, so that's why I have it up top, and probably presumably Titania as well. And then into the Z tier. All right, there's actually a little bit of, you know, there's not a whole lot of changes. Actually, we do have I think this one is new on here. This one is new on here as well. This one is just a defensive god. It's no worse than that. This one is too strong. Zeta is still holding up even after a year. It's still one of the stronger options to use in Arena. Still pretty powerful, EX good damage, still top to roof. With the new Ray equipment, it makes it even stronger, so we have that. Why on earth am I putting full armor against Undeniable up top? Because of this guy. If you take a look at the entirety of the purple listing, there is not a single yellow or not a single purple tank. With that said, because we don't have a yellow tank, this one is literally the only saving grace to stop this unit from right off the bat, kill this unit, or kill this unit. So that's why I'm putting it in Z tier. I don't think it's a hot take because it's the only defensive tool to make this unit stop. So we have that. Still pretty strong sniping, still pretty strong. We have just a lot of damage overall. AoE EX skill, strong attacks, pretty strong. We have DO, just another absolute evasion madness, still pretty good. It does a lot of EX skill damage on evasion. You gain that, you dash it up, still pretty strong. Titania, a fairly powerful melee unit, close combat unit. This one is what this unit should have had, but nope, this one is just much more powerful. The absolute evasion is too much. I feel like me personally, I still have problem taking care of this unit, so that's why putting it in Z, definitely not an overstatement. And obviously we have the tank, we have the nuke master, we have GPO too. You guys have seen how powerful this unit is on a defensive lineup, and used correctly in your own offensive lineup, actually will just demolish your whole enemy lineup. So yeah, GPO 2 up on top, definitely not a problem. So that's gonna be pretty much it in terms of my tier list, hot take tier list for the arena meta. You guys can definitely let me know. Otherwise, do you guys agree with this list? Disagree? You guys can definitely let me know that in the comment section below. I am ready to get burned by you guys because I think a lot of these probably is not applicable to you, or you guys may think otherwise. But I'm definitely open to hear what you guys might have to say. But with that being said, that is going to be it, and I'll be catching you guys up on the next one.